Hello, my name is Paul Cochrane and I'm the founder of Cochrane & Co. Okay, our hair systems are perfectly natural and you can do virtually every activity you like. You can run, you can swim, you can cycle, do gymnastics. I've even had customers who've done grappling, which is strange but true. From a safety point of view, we've been doing it for over 4 years now. Personally, I've never seen any of our customers have any problems whatsoever. They've had no skin irritations and have had no side effects whatsoever. Right, it depends on your profile, and what I mean by that is it depends on how you sweat, your diet, your exercise regime, what you are like as a person. Do you take drugs? Do you take steroids? Do you have diabetes? But on average, it's up to 3 months. We tend to like our customers to remove the system themselves and put it back on, and that gives you a bit more longevity to the system. So they're built to last about 8 weeks, but if you're very careful with them and you understand how they work, it will get 3 months out of them, no problem whatsoever. Right, type of hair, generally speaking, it's Indian hair. It's sourced at a temple called the Tirupati temple in India, where people go and donate their hair for charity or for the purposes of the temple. So it's 100% natural hair, unless you are greying, and then there is some fibrous hair, which is, there's new types of fibrous hair coming out that are very nice and very synthetic, or very natural. The only downside to the synthetic hair is that you can't heat it up too much. But apart from that, it looks all the same. Generally speaking, no, but if you're in excessive sun or you use a shampoo with salt in it, we recommend a sulfate-free shampoo. It doesn't fade, but obviously over time, the more length you have on the system, it will fade. But generally speaking, you're changing it every 3 months. Once we apply the system, it is natural. On close inspection, if you're completely up close to it, yes, of course you'd be able to see it, but generally speaking, you don't see it at all. When you wear it yourself, there is a little lip through the front here, but generally speaking, you get used to that and you run your fingers through it and you don't feel it at all. Where the hair is on the hair here, you will not feel that whatsoever. Oh, you can absolutely style your hair in any way you like. What we tend to do, we tend to cut hair on a bias section, which means you can put a parting in the left-hand side, the centre, or the right-hand side. You can wear it back, you can wear it forward. It depends on your style, but generally speaking, we like to give you versatility to your hairstyles and have more than 2 styles running through your hair. We generally do a 2-hour appointment. Sometimes they go to 3 hours, but we like to keep it to 2 hours. It's better. Yes, we have 2 systems here. Comes in a hairnet, so this is looking a little bit weird at the moment. You take the hairnet off, and this is how it appears. This is a water wave, so basically what happens is, with the structure of hair, you can put the hair into curls and make it straight. Once we wash this hair and blow dry, it will become straight. So this is a blonder one, this is how it comes out. And if you look behind me, we have one that's already been cut. And this is the finished result. You can run your fingers through it, and you can see the hairline through here. You can come back to the hair salon every 4 weeks to have the system taken off, the glue taken off, the new hair that's grown underneath reshaved and then reapplied. What you tend to find happens is the widest part of head is here, and here, and this is where the hair grows out. So you have the system that obviously doesn't grow, and this hair grows underneath it, and this is the part that you need to have cut regularly, and that's roughly every 4 weeks. So you can wear it constantly, it's not a problem at all. The versatile systems, the bond lasts up to 4 weeks depending on your lifestyle, and they're really easily maintained. It's not an issue, it's not a problem. Generally speaking, yes it is. However, if you're a little bit sort of tentative and you're not quite sure it's for you and you want to see what it looks like, we can apply it over to your hair. Generally speaking, it will give you about a 90% acceptance or vision rate of how it should look. But from our experiences, the people who've had this aren't really committed to it. So I would suggest for best results, we do shave your hair and put it on correctly. Right, we've had customers who have had transplants and we've applied the system over the top of the transplants. The transplants still grow and they still carry on growing, so there is no problem. No, you can do. Again, it depends on what colour you have and what your natural colour is. If you haven't gone grey or you're not colouring your natural hair, there probably is no reason to colour it because of fading. But however, if you've coloured your hair and your natural hair is fading and we need to colour that, plus keep the grey out, then it's probably every 4 weeks again, which is the normal cycle for hair growth. Again, what happens is the life expectancy is 8 to 12 weeks. So you get some natural shedding like you would with any old hair. So after 3 months you will get some natural shedding through the hair, or through the hair system. But what you would do, you would be replacing the system anyway. So there is no need for putting hair back into the system. Shampoos, we would recommend a sulfate-free shampoo and conditioner purely because it keeps the colour intact and it makes the hair silky and smooth. With regards to styling products and other such likes, I like to keep it as a natural hairstyle and use it as hair, so use gels, use waxes, use what you like, it's not a problem. Again, it depends on how friendly you are with your local stylist. Personally, if it's me, I would fess up and tell them, so there is no mistake. Hairdressers are generally great people. They'll understand. You can book an early appointment if you're slightly embarrassed by it. We've had a funny situation where a chap from Lisbon popped into his barber's early and confessed to the barber. And he was so shocked that it looked so natural that he told all the customers that the guy's wearing a hairpiece and how brilliant it is. So be careful. We've had lots of people get lucky, have intimate moments, and nobody's come back to say they've had embarrassing issues with it whatsoever. Okay, it's good if it's not perfect, it's not a problem, that's what we're here for, that's what we do, that's our job. We can take it off, restyle it and work some magic and put some life back into the system. So if you've inadvertently sort of like made a little bit of a mess of the system, generally speaking, we can make it work. Okay, good question. Obviously some people come into us and they're future-proofing, so they've realised that they're losing their hair, they realise that with their DNA or their pre-programmed DNA they're going to lose their hair, and they want to act quickly so people don't notice that they're losing their hair. What we tend to do is shave it back to the weakest part of the head. So for instance, your hairline's running through here and it's slightly going back here. What we do, we'd cut it here and then you cut the system in half and place the front part on the system. We can then put the other half back on the front part of the system at a later stage, saving you some money as well, which is great. God, no problem at all. We've had people bungee jump and scuba dive and free dive on honeymoon in Thailand and Bangladesh, and there was no problem whatsoever. So owning a convertible and going for a drive in the sun with the roof down, as long as the bond is secure, there is no issue whatsoever. Yes, indeed. There's no problem at all about that. Just give us a call, and we can arrange that to happen. We can arrange that to happen. That's not a problem. A lot of our guys are very proud of their hair systems, and there is a little bit of brotherhood amongst us who wear the systems or who fit the systems as well, and that works out quite well. You'd be surprised. We use a glue called Ghost Bond Supreme. It's the market leader as far as I'm concerned. It works for us, and as I say, over 4 years of experience, we have had no problem whatsoever with any kind of problems with this bond. We've had 2 customers. One had chemotherapy, so his skin's slightly thinner, so we use a slightly sensitive bond for him, which is different. And then we have another guy that's got a really sensitive scalp, but he's always had a sensitive scalp. It has nothing to do with the bond, and we use another sensitive bond for him. So we have 2 different bonds that we use, and they work perfectly well, no problem whatsoever. Okay, look at the Cochrane & Co website, you'll see some pictures there. Give us a call, book a consultation, come in. We're totally honest, we're totally passionate about this. The system didn't suit me, so I'm quite a good one to talk to about why you should and why you shouldn't use it. If you are the correct candidate, I will tell you. Likewise, if you're not the correct candidate, I will tell you as well. We're totally upfront, we're totally honest, and we will not oversell you. Okay, it's suitable for both men and women. Men suffering male pattern baldness, and ladies who have got alopecia. Yes, when you come in and have your consultation, we'll do an in-depth consultation with you. I'll ask you a few questions, and over 4 years we've got quite a good feel now for who's a good candidate, who's not such a good candidate, and we'll be totally upfront and frank with you about your expectations. No, it does not hurt whatsoever. Okay, I don't wear a hair system because after 30 years of having no hair and having had to deal with my hair loss, I decided it wasn't for me. Purely, there's a number of reasons. I should have done it when I started to first lose my hair, but back then, 30 years ago, the technology wasn't there. The hair transplants were very harsh and very unconvincing, and also the hair toupees and wigs were not so convincing either. Back in 1992, an old colleague of mine and friend, Stefan Mertz from Zurich, showed me some toupees that his father, a master wig maker, was making. I applied it to my head and then loved it, but it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. It wasn't there. So to get over my low self-esteem and everything, I did lots of things. I went boxing, I joined the parachute regiment, and after about 25 years, I suppose I got used to the idea and built my self-esteem up. When I put one of these systems on, as much as I loved it, it just didn't feel right for me. And there was a number of reasons there. My hair, my actual diameter of my individual hair is very fine, so to match that was quite awkward. And then, bottom line, I just got used to having no hair. And I do sort of 100 customers a week. It's kind of a little bit awkward as well. And that's the reason why. I still have a system, I still wear it from time to time as a fashion accessory and have fun with it, but for everyday wear it just wasn't for me, or isn't for me. Okay, you can come to our website. If you can see this, Cochrane & Co. or just go on to hairreplacement-london.co.uk. Alternatively, you can call the telephone number, which is 0203 746 8276.